Okay, question number 5. Can't we just give everyone ChatGPT or Copilot? In fact, we've already installed some Copilot, so that's it. We've done our AI bit. Well, absolutely. And I would encourage it. There is absolutely no doubt that ChatGPT, Gemini, any of these other AI tools or Copilot are going to make significant increases in individuals' productivity. I always think of these tools as kind of amplifiers or augmentation. They allow you as an individual or your team as individuals to increase the amount of work that they can do. So from the same person, they can now generate more stuff, do more stuff, or they can do things more quickly. Now that's got to be a winner. Yes, there are risks. There's security, there's intellectual property. But if it's done right and it doesn't take too much work to do this, then the benefits, I think, by far outweigh the risks. And the reality is, you may have come across a term called shadow IT. And shadow IT is where people are using this stuff anyway, whether you know it or not, or restricted it or not. They're using it on their phones, on their tablets, on their personal laptops. So, in my opinion, I would embrace it and find a way to use it. So why not just do that? Why not just do that and not do anything else? Well, that might give you a 10 to 20% increase in productivity across individuals, and that's great because you're going to get an uplift of 10 to 20% across everyone, and who wouldn't want that? But the real win is, like I said in my previous video, it's when you get that intelligence, that brain, and link it to the hands, the automation. Because now what you're able to do is look at processes that run across your organization, between maybe siloed departments or just within departments, and increase the efficiency and the productivity of those processes. So I often talk about the invoice processing process because that cuts across often a number of different systems and processes. Now, yeah, it's great. Jane in accounts can do something quickly by herself. But when it needs to go from Jane to Dave to Phil or whatever, to be able to speed up that entire process, maybe cut out the need for people to do stuff within that process, have them doing more strategic stuff, more intelligent stuff, more human stuff, then that gives you gains of 30, 40, 50%. Measurable, provable. It's very difficult with the ChatGPT and the Copilot to actually show measurable increases and results. A lot of these reports by McKinsey and so forth and KPMG might try and tell you that, but it's really difficult. If I was to ask you to measure how much time you've saved with these tools, I think it'd be really difficult to measure. And not only that, they save you time, but you end up doing more stuff, kind of generating more work to do because the other stuff is happening more quickly, or it's giving you more ideas. So just something to think about is absolutely, I say go with Copilot or ChatGPT or whichever one you prefer. I don't have any preference. But think about the overall gains you could get if you could start to look at your whole business and the efficiency gains that you could get across the board. So that would be my answer to that question. Absolutely go for it, do it, embrace it, but start to look at the bigger picture. Start to look at the bigger picture. It's like, think about the factory line. It's not just about giving people bionic hands so they can pick things off the factory line more efficiently. Actually, you can have a robot that does the whole lot rather than lots and lots of people having to do all of those individual things. Hope that makes sense.